Coming up on At Your Leisure.
Today on At Your Leisure, we are going to be taking you down a backcountry road that brings you back 140 years.
Then Joe Davis discovers how much fun you can have at the water's edge, including OHV access at Gunlock State Park. Finally, Scott is sitting down with a legendary artist who took his creations to unprecedented heights as the father of modern-day race car graphics.
You know, this is one of the most beautiful trips anywhere in the desert Southwest. And I might add, it's also one of the most historic.
Well, today's the day.
That's true. Hi, everybody. Welcome to At Your Leisure. I'm Chad Booth.
And I'm Maria Rossi Booth.
And we are doing exactly what we said. We are mixing beauty and history into one trip. We are on Hole in the Rock Road, coming out of Escalante on our way towards Lake Powell and the place where the pioneers crossed. It is a story of mystery, intrigue, good luck, and maybe even a little bit of divine inspiration.
That's right.
So let's start with a little bit of the history about this remarkable journey.
I think it's the #1 settling of the West. We never have enough good examples of how to tackle life and move forward. And this is one of the top ones in my estimation. Brigham Young was settling all of the area. This was the last area in the United States to ever be surveyed.
The first part of the journey was not all of that difficult, but the closer they got to Hole in the Rock, the worse it got. It was a pretty tough journey, and especially once they got to Hole in the Rock, then they had a lot of work to do.
And going across the ground, they described as not a fit for a bird to fly over. They had to dynamite and use blasting powder to get that first 40 feet widened. And so they had a man in a barrel that they would lower down and he would drill in, light the fuse, and then they'd pull him out. And their ropes were fraying. He was so heavy that they put a young boy in that, about 13, 14 years old. And he was put in that barrel, and when he would get it drilled and the fuse lit, then they could get him up out of there.
They used it for a year, and they had up and down traffic for a year. And so it was in pretty good shape.
They did that with more courage and that than most people. And they did it with a happy heart. Now that's not easy.
Alaman left with the old left hand and grab your partner. Oh, by the hand.
That's right.
You know, part of the history was that music was an important part for the pioneers. What was it what they said that Brigham Young said?
He said that they had to have joy in their heart. And so music brings joy to the soul.
So they always tried to make sure that on any wagon train party that they sent out to colonize, there were musicians as part of that group. It was almost like an official calling. You got to have an engineer, got to have a musician.
Right.
And this was a place that they took advantage of that. This is called Dance Hall Rock, and it's a place where they celebrated their journey.
Oh my gosh. You can just see it looks like a big amphitheater. There was a lot of fun over there, I betcha.
Well, we were having a little fun out here. So we're going to get back to our dance right now. It's time for you to go on our travel adventure.
We all know and love Gunlock State Park. From the striking beauty of the waterfalls to the refreshing reservoir. It's a wonderful summer destination, but it's not just a location for the summer, as it boasts year-round activities. Most notably, the incredibly expansive off-road trail systems in the park's backyard.
This trail we started out on is called the Joshua Forest Trail. And it starts down by the Gunlock Reservoir. You come up a main road for a ways and then go over Power Line Road, and as you saw, we got into the sand and different rock formations up on top. We went across the trail, you know, it got a little rougher, better, different terrain, and back on the main road, come up here, and the trail we're on now, in the area we're at is called Gold Strike. As you can see, they've mined this area and up through here quite a bit, so we could go on up further up the road and hook onto another trail. There's just so many trails that all hook onto each other around through here. Throughout this whole southern country, we can take and ride and just ride all day if you want. Just bring lots of gas if you do.
Whether you're looking to spend an entire day out on the trail or just wanting a short adventure to begin or end your day, the trails next to Gunlock, they can provide.
Trails are extensive enough that you can plan a day to any way you wish. You can plan a day where you spend a couple of hours on the trail in the morning, a couple of hours in the evening, spend all day out here, or just take a little leisurely ride at sunset and come up on the hill and watch the sun go down. So there's enough variety that you will not get bored. If you want to take an all-day trip out here and cover 100 miles on your UTV, you can do it without ever backtracking. You can make a big loop and make a whole day out of it and see different country every mile you go.
The diversity of these trails, it's astonishing. Riders can experience multiple landscapes, even over a short day of exploration. The red rocks that St. George is known for exist in abundance and lay on the ground like dust clouds, frozen in time. Less than an hour down the trail, visitors are embraced and welcomed by extending branches of Joshua trees. Or you can pick up on the Gold Strike Trail and witness some of the awe-inspiring abandoned mines and appreciate the geology of the area. Just past that is a scenic ride up to the mountains where everyone can enjoy the fresh alpine air and spectacular views. All of these things can be experienced in a single day right outside of Gunlock.
You do have to go a short distance on a Utah highway out of the state park, and then you can head west. We can go into Nevada and go over to the Mormon Mountains and down into Mesquite that way. So there's a lot of access out of that state park that you can go a number of different places.
We can't wait to see you out there this year at Gunlock State Park, staging your next off-road adventure. For At Your Leisure, I'm Joe Davis.
Jorgensen's Power Sports is your one-stop shop for all of your outdoor adventure needs. We carry a wide variety of ATVs, UTVs, RVs, firearms, outdoor accessories, and much more, complete with both a service and warranty department. Check us out online at www.jhsport.com or give us a call at 435-896-6408.
Wondering where your next OHV adventure will take you? Outsiders Utah has your answer with downloadable GPS routes, ride times, distance, local amenities, and other details. 360 street views of the trails that let you explore before you go, and more. Eliminate the guesswork and uncertainty and find a trail you'll love. Visit outsidersutah.com and see the trail before you ride the trail.
Where is Aurora, Utah? That's a good question. But here's a better one. Why should Aurora, Utah be your next destination? Some people will ask, where can I go on my next adventure? A better question is, how far can I go on my next adventure? In Aurora, the answer is as far as your gas tank will take you. Aurora, all 570 in the heart of central Utah. Aurora, Utah, where the good old days are brand new.
This is what it sounds like when quality speaks for itself. The Honda Pioneer 1000 Deluxe Crew with class-leading comfort for 6. Tough, reliable, capable. Part of the 2023 Honda Pioneer lineup. Enough said.
Hey everybody, welcome back to At Your Leisure. I'm Scott Huntsman. Now, I am joined today by a motorsports legend. I am here with Kenny Youngblood. Kenny Youngblood is a motorsports artist extraordinaire, and you've been doing this for a day or two.
Quite a while.
Yeah? How did it all start?
Well, I'm a racer at heart myself, Scott, and built a couple of dragsters when I got out of high school, and did the lettering on those. And then a friend of mine had a dragster, and he wanted me to do the lettering on it. And the fellow that painted it wanted to have Tom Kelly lettering. Tom Kelly was like the man who I still admire the best. My friend says, nah, I'm gonna have my friend Kenny do this for me. And so Dick Olson, the painter, saw it, and he called me up. He says, hey, why don't you come to work for me? He said, I'm tired of standing in line at Kelly's. So
Gotcha.
I told Tom Kelly that he gave me my start because he was so good. People had to wait in line. You know, we ended up doing graphics for all different kinds of race vehicles, show cars, Indy cars, you name it. But I've always loved drag racing and the fuel dragsters and the funny cars. So we were really in the right place, the right time, Scott, with the right abilities, because back then, before computers, everything was hand-drawn.
You've obviously had the opportunity to work with a lot of really big names in the sport through the years. Who was one of the first that was a big, what I'll call a home run for you?
Well, the first was actually a gentleman named Jungle Jim Lieberman.
Okay.
Back in the 70s.
Drag racing is far out.
He was a premier showman in
Sure.
drag racing.
Yes.
So he was the first big name that we ever did. You know, I was blessed to do Dom Perdome's, some of Dom Perdome's cars. Wow. And Tommy Q and Mongoose, the Blue Max.
The Mongoose and the Snakes. So
Yeah.
are you behind some of that artwork they had with Mattel?
I could tell another funny story. Actually, they started out with Mattel,
Yeah.
and the designers there designed the original cars.
Okay.
And then we did some cars afterwards. I came up with the Army, when you got the Army sponsorship after Mattel. No big deal now, but that paint scheme, the design went over the roof, which nobody had done that, but you know, somebody had to do it first.
So you were really kind of pushing the limits.
We were, which I love doing, and trying new stuff.
Setting trends.
Well, we're in the visual entertainment business.
Yes, definitely.
So you want to, that's why.
But drag racing always been such a dynamic, colorful sport.
Of course, especially the funny cars.
Yes.
They're the greatest.
Funny cars are my favorite.
Yeah.
They still are today.
Yeah, mine too. Bob Cashler, he did marketing back in the day, in the 70s, and he was kind of my mentor. We did mostly drag racing stuff, and then one day he called me and he says, hey, Kenny, think you can draw NASCAR? It's probably 78, I think it was. I said, yeah, I can draw NASCAR. He said, well, I'm working on this deal for Wrangler jeans, and the driver is this new guy named Dale Earnhardt, and he's supposed to be pretty good. And so we designed Dale's Wrangler Monte Carlo.
Okay.
That included the backslash number 3, the shape of that 3, which became the most well-known numeral in all the world.
Iconic.
Iconic, yeah.
Iconic. You've done work with the King of Speed, Kenny Bernstein.
Absolutely. My other claim to fame outside of drag racing would be the graphics for the ZZ Top Eliminator coupe for Billy Gibbons and the ZZ Top guys.
That was a car I want. I remember just those clean lines.
Yeah.
That came across there. See, I didn't know that was you. I didn't know that was your artwork.
Again, and that really is the most recognizable hot rod.
What's your current thing now?
Well, I still do artwork and paintings. Actually, we did 5,000 square feet of murals in Long Beach, the Lions Drag Strip Museum.
Well, this is absolutely awesome. Kenny, it's a pleasure. It's an honor to be able to sit and speak with you. I know all our viewers at home are going to feel the same way. I'm a very fortunate, lucky guy. You saw the picture that he did just for me. In the meantime, thank you very much, Kenny.
You're welcome.
And hey, more at your leisure in a moment.
Where do you start your day when there are endless opportunities to explore? In Ridgefield, we'll set you on the right track with the Paiute ATV Trail right on our doorstep. Head into the Tusher Mountains and taste the crisp mountain air. Explore desert landscapes that echo voices from the past. Richfield, the heart of Utah Trail Country.
Join us on AYL 24/7 with early access to commercial-free episodes, detailed trip itineraries, a look behind the scenes, group discussions and forums, profile and account customization, individual segments, and a nostalgic trip to classic episodes. We want our viewers to get the show they want to see when they want to see it. It's all the viewing you've grown to love and more. Sign up now at AYLTV.com.
Before you pack the car,
before you plan the route, make sure your vacation
be the one you always dreamed of.
With a pre-trip visit to TuneX.
Locally owned,
regionally connected.
TuneX can get you on the road
and keep you there, no matter where you travel in Utah.
From timing belts to oil changes,
transmission service or new brakes,
a towing upgrade or even a tune-up,
we have the certified technicians
to do the job right. There's a TuneX near you.
Find it at tunex.com.
It's time to save big during the Yamaha Let's Ride sales event. With as low as 5.99 APR for 36 months on every single Yamaha motorcycle, ATV, and side-by-side. So visit your local Yamaha dealer today to save. Then, let's ride.
Get your new Yamaha motorcycle, ATV, or side-by-side today at Stedman's in Tooele. Work hard, play hard.
It's an endless sea of sandstone mounds. Welcome back to At Your Leisure. We are out here on the Hole in the Rock Road in Garfield County.
Yeah, and we are talking remote. Like, these are the most remote lands in the world. And when you're out here, you're feeling it.
That's true. And while this may be an entire landscape of nothingness from the road, if you look more closely, you'll find that they are actually filled with adventure.
Escalante, we have everything from big beautiful mountains to the Escalante River drainage to the desert. There's all kinds of landscapes here that you can go and enjoy. And you know, during the wintertime, down here on our desert, it's a great time to be here.
It is vast. Big distances. It really surprises people from the east or from Europe. It's just huge. And there's wide open expanses with no trails, no landmarks, no sign of human buildings of any kind. There's a lot of Jeep areas they can get into. There's a lot of day hikes you can do that are non-technical. Certainly you can get your ropes out and play around in some of those slot canyons as well. Canyoneering actually is real simple and easy to do. You just need the right technique. But basically you're using the ropes to get down into that real pretty stuff. So a lot of the times you're looking into that beautiful red canyon, but you can't quite climb into it. You take the rope out, you build an anchor, you gently walk down the wall, and then you'll squeeze and slide through that red environment for an hour.
You can go ATVing, horseback riding, there's all kinds of things you can do.
Look at that, Rhea's got fans from Switzerland that want her autograph.
I quit the job.
Good for you.
Yeah, and I'm driving a motorcycle across America.
So when you're coming out here, folks need to have a good map and bring extra with you, water and food, in case you find someone who needs your help, you can help them. But the more a precaution you take before you get out there, the better out here.
The pioneers, they were rough and tough and rugged, and as you know, they had a stickity-to-ity, so to speak, and they stuck to it. Well, we have a lot of those same families that came through here. They're still here, and they still call this their home. They want to be here, and they want to raise their families here. And they call this home. They love it here. And this is a place we love. We want to raise our families.
As you can see, there's so much adventure, you better not just make one trip out of this, right?
Oh yeah, there's no way. I mean, these roads lead everywhere.
That's true. They go up on top of the cliff, they go out there in the Badlands, And they're all different kinds of, as you can see, activities to do. In fact, we need to start making Escalante a base for our outdoor adventure.
Honestly, you can do everything from that little town, and it is so wonderful. I love that town.
So let's rebook our little Airbnb again, right now.
We're doing it.
Okay. Well, right now it's time for us to go to our trailhead adventure.
There is a major battle brewing right now. It's not one across the ocean, but right here in Utah. The proposed resource management plan for the Grand Staircase Escalante National Monument has been rolled out for a comment period with little, if any, ability for recreationists to respond. In fact, most of us, even AYL, were not aware that the clock was ticking. The plan, if fully implemented on Alternative D, would close over 1,200 miles of OHV routes at some future point.
This meeting was a great opportunity for us to talk to the public about these issues that are going to impact their daily lives, and not only the folks that are here that live in these local communities, but also those along the Wasatch Front, or those from other states, or those from other countries who will find it difficult to access these public lands if certain aspects of this management plan are put into place.
While many along the Wasatch Front take little interest in this because they see it as a rural issue, they should.
Name me one thing in this RMP plan that helps the citizens of Garfield and Kane County. The RMP plan does no good, nothing good for our citizens and for our counties and our communities.
Jerry's concern is that if the plan is implemented off of Alternative D or C, it would leave little more than ghost towns with no schools, no banks, and no grocery stores. The biggest loser will be those favorite places that you go when you visit. If you had a favorite place to get your meals, or in my case, popcorn. Additionally, in the new process, the comments must be specific and detailed. You cannot ask them to keep the trail open in your comments for the RMP, because they may disqualify it by responding that they are not closing any routes or grazing allotments in this plan. They are only creating zones that they will use to decide what future closures may come to fruition. Describe the route in detail and ask that area to be zoned as open, or vote for Alternative A.
I have yet to go through a travel management plan where we opened up a new road. All we do is close roads now.
So here is the best advice we can give you that the state and local leaders in Kane and Garfield County have given us. We encourage you to stop watching the show right now. You can catch the rest of it later. Go to the link you see on your screen, or to our website, or to our Facebook page, and download a copy of the proposed maps. Study them, and then urge the selection of Alternative A when you make your comments. After you can identify the routes that you have ridden, make a specific comment about how you've used this trail, the traditions that have been established for the area and your family, what impact closing it will have on your family, and what businesses in the area will stop seeing your dollars if you go away. You must have a favorite pizza stop or motel or restaurant you use every time you go there, so make note of it. You can present testimony on multiple trails, but please submit it as a separate comment, or it will only be considered as a single comment. Many inside the agency are of the opinion that you as a group are not smart enough to do this. Your local county and state leaders disagree. So get off the couch and start commenting. For At Your Leisure, I'm Chad Booth.
Stedman's Recreation in Tooele. Work hard, play hard. That's how the Stedman's family has done it for over 50 years. Come jump on or into your new side-by-side, ATV or dirt bike, and make your own trail with Stedman's in Tooele, your dealer for sales, service, and accessories. Looking for road bikes or e-bikes? We have those too. Go online or come in today and see the Stedman's family and check out their incredible line from only the best: Yamaha, Honda, CF Moto, Polaris, and Beta.
You might think it's 300 miles out here, but remember, it's only 30 miles back.
At Your Leisure has a long-standing reputation and a large, loyal audience of adventurers in the outdoors. Although we're excited to continue to grow and enjoy the shared success of our longtime sponsors, we have space for more. And if you have a brand that would benefit from the 2 decades of goodwill that we've built, contact us at ayltv.com and let us amplify your voice above the competition.
When you're ready for adventure,
Fuel your machine with Clear 91. Fuel for performance, fuel for adventure, and fuel for the long haul. Ethanol-free, 91 octane. Fill up with Clear 91. Only available at Eagles Landing. With you for the long haul.
You've seen the pictures on social media. Now experience them for yourself in Tickaboo. On the border of Lake Powell, Tickaboo twists the adventure and takes you on rides into slot canyons and overlooks, around mountains and through environments unchanged in thousands of years. It's time to unplug and recharge. Tickaboo, Utah.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure. This is where the dirt road of Hole in the Rock meets the paved road of Highway 12.
Yeah, and this is where all the adventure starts.
That's right, or in our case, at the end of the day, ends.
Yeah, right, exactly.
You know, it is a great adventure. You should take plenty of time. You don't want to rush this road. It's a little bit technical. And there's some things you should remember.
Yeah, I have really good tires.
That's one of them.
And probably a spare.
Yes.
Gas, and I'd say high clearance vehicle.
Yeah, you know, you can get through this in a car, but it's gonna take you all day to do it. And so if you got a high clearance vehicle, you'll be able to just move a lot better.
Yeah, and have some good water, because it's a long trip.
Well, you know what? Based on what's been happening in the news lately, it's also probably a pretty good idea to have a few extra days, you know, a couple of bags of jerky, 3 or 4 bottles of water.
Yeah.
And leave a note, not breadcrumbs, leave a note with somebody so that somebody knows where you are.
Oh, absolutely. It's only fun, really, when you come out here with somebody.
That's true. Now, it's taken us most of the day just to cover the 46 miles from here out to Hole in the Rock. And so you don't want to like scrimp on this.
No, not at all.
Leave yourself time for a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, and I'd start out early because, you know, you want to stop in between. So start early and make sure you get back before nightfall.
That's true. Well, speaking of really good stuff, you should take a look at what we're doing next week on At Your Leisure.
It seems like Scott Huntsman has Jeep clubs on the brain. That's right. And this time he's bringing 3 different clubs to one challenging trail outside of Price. Then, with Veterans Day on the horizon, we are headed back up to the Range Valley Ranch as they are unveiling the Range Valley Stronghold on their mission to continue support for those who have bravely served. Now, let's take a look at our contest winner. This week's contest winner was submitted to us by email from Keoki Fukuda, and it looks like Keoki is the lucky winner of a Clearly Tough windshield for their rig. Clearly Tough offers the strongest windshields on the market. Visit clearlytough.com for more information. Congratulations, Keoki, and be sure to call us at 801-947-8888 to claim your prize.
We've wrapped up our day at the place we decided to stay, and we looked for a rental here in town just to do something a little bit different to accommodate us and the crew. We ended up staying at the Hole in the Rock Inn, the totally perfect place to stay.
Yeah, I thought it was apropos, and it is an adorable little cottage. But there's also other places in town that you can, hotels, little places. It's just, this town is so quaint, it's wonderful.
Well, we have proven once again that there's adventure around every single bend.
You just got to get out there and create your own adventure.
At your leisure. You know, I wonder if they'd let us stay an extra
Please,
day.
please,
We
please.
can send the crew home